Aloha and welcome to another class of social entrepreneurship. Today we're going to talk about various kinds of terms that we use in SE that are connected to micro. What does micro mean? Let's review. It means small. And in a social entrepreneurship, it means solving a social problem or directed toward a social problem. So let's start with microcredit and microfinance. I think all of you are aware of what that means, lending money in very small, there's that word, small amounts, to people who do not have collateral. It started in Bangladesh. Mohammed Yunus was the founder of the concept. It's spread all over the world. So that's microcredit, microfinance. Micro-contributors, there's another one. President Obama in the United States did amazing things with micro-contributors in his 2008 campaign. Revolutionized fundraising in a political sense by using micro-contributors. People gave very small amounts of money. Now, how do we relate that to social entrepreneurship? It's a way that many organizations are using to raise funds and to finance projects. They're just asking people to contribute little bits of money, maybe $1, maybe $5 every month, or maybe $25. It's been highly successful. This year, going back to President Obama, he is actually hoping to raise over $1 billion. And one of the primary ways he'll be doing that is with micro contributions. So again, another piece of the micro puzzle. The one we're going to add today is new, and we haven't talked about it, micro-franchise. I think that many of you know when I say the word franchise what that means. Whether you're from the United States or mainland China or Canada or Korea, you know what a franchise restaurant is. You've seen McDonald's, you've seen Kentucky Fried Chicken, you've seen Subways. Those are all franchise organizations. McDonald's is a very expensive franchise. It's been around a long time. It was kind of the first one in the United States of its kind. Subway is not so expensive. We see a lot of Subways around the U.S. That one is much more reasonably priced. But anyway, those are regular franchise restaurants, franchise operations. Why are they successful? And why is that an important concept for SEs to be studying? Let me explain quickly. We would like to be able to say that everyone is an entrepreneur. But you know, some of us have better entrepreneurial skills than others. And the statistics are interesting. In the United States, first-time businesses, only about 20% of them succeed. If you look at them over a period of 5 years, and again, this is startup businesses, 80% of them fail within that 5-year period. Now, on the other hand, if you look at franchise operations, franchise restaurants or franchise organizations, and if you look at the 5-year data, 80% of those succeed. So vastly different success rates. 80% fail, 80% succeed. So very different. That's one reason that franchising is worth looking at from an SE sense. Another reason that makes so much sense is in the developing world, there are many small companies. And you wouldn't even call them small companies. You'd call them small businesses on a very low level. They don't have big operations. They don't have big fancy offices. They're small. And with an expert behind them, with somebody doing marketing, with someone studying the situation, studying the product, how could we make it better? How could we market it to more people? Many of these small businesses lend themselves to franchising. And so for those two reasons, some of the best minds in the SE world are looking closely at micro-franchising, and that's what it's called. If you call up Wikipedia and read about micro-franchising, Let me give you a definition, very simply. The replication of a successful business. Same for franchise, micro-franchise, except typically micro-franchise is in a developing country. Typically it's going to start with a smaller business, but it's a replication. It's done over and over again. So back to Wikipedia. You read the fine print about it, and it said there are two men who have been instrumental and are the founders of the concept, micro-franchise. One is Steve Gibson, who started the ACE Academy in the Philippines about a decade ago. Done wonderful things over there. It's an educational program that teaches young men and women how to be entrepreneurs. And then he's replicating it. And so that is becoming a micro-franchise operation. The other man that's listed is Jason Fairborn. And he is going around the world looking carefully at small businesses and what is needed in developing countries. And then he does a whole number of things to get these small businesses so that he creates a good franchise for people to become involved in and to buy. And when I say a franchise, I mean a micro-franchise. Let me give you an example, and that would be his Fan Milk project. Fan Milk is actually a company that sells popsicles. The popsicles were originated in Scandinavia, so this is a very international project. So that's where the ice cream recipes came from, was Scandinavia. But here was Fan Milk. People liked it. His company started in Ghana. And how was he going to market it? He did marketing studies. He looked at who bought it, who could make it, how many could be sold, and what was an efficient way to distribute it, and came up with the idea of using bicycles. And so he has a person riding a bicycle, and the bicycle has a little cooler, a little freezer type box that fits on the bicycle. And so someone buys the bicycle. It costs $22. That's the cost of the franchise at the lowest level. They ride their bicycle around. They sell these popsicles for about 30 cents. It has now spread to about 10 African countries, and in 2009 it made $70 million in revenue. $20 million was profit. So many people involved in this. Someone has to make the ice cream, someone has to distribute it around a city to distribution points, someone has to get the bicycles, they have to sell the bicycles, it has to be promoted so that people who are looking for jobs in these countries can investigate it, can look into it, and decide if they want to be involved or not want to be involved. The statistics are very interesting. And I'm not going to say anything more about micro-franchise. I've given you a little introduction here, and I think the very best thing is to turn it over to Jason Fairborn and let him tell his own story. So enjoy his talk, enjoy all the details, and remember, it's just one more to add to microfinance and microcredit. That's one, micro contributors, and now we've got micro-franchise. Thank you very much.